Taxi.
Taxi! Thank you.
I'm sorry, madam. The gentleman signaled me first.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't...
Please, I'm in no hurry. Please take it.
Oh, are you sure? I mean,
Yes,
after...
please. It's a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
You dropped your bag.
Oh, thank you very much.
No, taxi.
Driver, stop a moment.
No need to wait up for me, David.
I wasn't sure what time you'd be home, sir. But as you were so late, I prepared a cold supper.
Good. I didn't want anything to eat, thank you.
Mr. Doriak is here, sir, in the library.
Still here?
Yes, sir. Shall I tell him you're in?
No. My dear Gilbert, what are you doing here?
I got rather behind with this private correspondence.
You know you're too conscientious at times.
Yes, perhaps. I did all that was necessary after you phoned this morning.
Good.
It meant we had a swarm of reporters at the office, made themselves a bit of a nuisance, but I managed to cope with them.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
There's a young lady at the door, sir. She wants to see you.
Did you give her name?
No, sir.
What is she like?
She's a very attractive young lady, sir, in evening dress.
Well, you'd better show her into the drawing room.
Yes, sir. It wasn't only the work that kept me behind. I wondered if you'd want to see me. I thought you might have some plan. Perhaps you want to be alone. I shouldn't have waited.
No, I appreciate your waiting. I'm glad you did.
May I say how sorry I am?
You may if you wish. I should prefer your congratulations. Good night, Gilbert.
Good night.
Mr. Marley.
Yes.
Is there anything else you require, sir?
No, David. Thank you. I shall not engage. You can go to bed. Good night.
Good night, sir.
It's obvious your man isn't used to ladies arriving in the early hours.
Well, at least he didn't expect one tonight.
Well, as you haven't questioned me as to why I'm here, I take it that I haven't made a mistake.
What sort of a mistake did you think you'd made?
You know perfectly well, Mr. Marley. The taxi driver recognized you and knew your address, so I got him to drive me.
Why?
You mean, why didn't I just keep them and say nothing? Well, unless I'm very much mistaken, they're worth something quite fabulous.
Well, you can always wear them or sell them, can't you?
You are not going to get away with it as easily as that. And might I say you haven't asked me to sit down?
Oh, I do beg your pardon, please. Can I get you a drink?
Thank you.
Some wine?
Thank you. My coming here was the last thing you expected, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. How could I know the taxi driver would recognize me?
Well, it's hardly surprising, is it? I mean, after all, you're fairly well known by sight and reputation. I'm surprised I could see you so easily.
Well, that may be true of my business, but not of my private life.
You know, I was just thinking I could have made quite a thing out of this. I could have told everyone you gave them to me. You couldn't have denied it. I should have been the envy of all my friends. They would have thought you were my lover.
Why did you bring them back?
Insatiable curiosity. Why did you put them in my bag?
Well, I'm not sure that I can tell you.
Well, I shan't go until you do. Please.
Well, it was because of a hat. A rather exaggerated hat with too large a brim.
A woman's hat?
On the contrary, a man's.
Oh.
It was because of that hat I might have become a murderer. It's odd to think of a hat being the cause of one's becoming a murderer, don't you think?
It's a little unusual.
Yes, naturally, I'm glad that I didn't become a murderer. An operation of that nature needs to be carefully planned, and not done on the spur of the moment.
If at all.
as you say, if at all.
Well, I'm more curious than ever. Go on.
Well, I suppose you need to know something of my history in order to appreciate how I came to make such a stupid error of judgment. You see, my father left me in charge of Marley and Son when I was quite a young man. I made up my mind. In fact, I was determined to be even more successful than he had been. Naturally, it entailed sacrifices. And amongst other things, I sacrificed, well, what do I call it? Romance. You see, I set myself a target, and not until I reached that target did I decide to look for what I had been missing.
You mean a wife?
Exactly.
I'm surprised you weren't killed in the rush when the news leaked out.
Well, about that time, I went to stay in the country with some friends of mine, and there I met a girl who seemed to be everything that I was looking for. She was of a very good family. She looked well. As somebody once described her appearance as pure and fresh as an April dawn.
That's poetic. But then it was a case of delayed action as far as you were concerned.
How you... Yes, you know, I find your down-to-earth remarks rather refreshing. We became engaged. We were to be married tomorrow.
Oh, I read about it in the papers.
Yes, no doubt. Well, this morning I decided to take her those pearls. I drove down to her house in the country very early. The maid let me in. She appeared to be a little flurried, but I didn't take any notice of that until I went into the hall. There on the hall stand was the hat. Black, rather large brim. Well, it was an unusual time to see a hat in the house of one's fiancée. I took the hat off the hall stand. I went upstairs. The maid tried to follow me, but I pushed her out of the way. I went up to the sitting room. And as I reached the sitting room, I heard the key turn in the lock of the door opposite. It was her room. Well, I shouted I'd break the door down, unless it was open. Well, it was open. The man came out. He stood there. I stared at him, trying to think where I'd seen him before, and then suddenly I remembered. I'd seen him playing a ridiculous instrument in a rumba band at a club that we'd taken to visiting quite a good deal lately. Then I found myself laughing. I was still laughing as I went out of the house. I drove to a telephone kiosk. I telephoned my secretary. I told him to tell everybody that the wedding was cancelled. Then I went on. I drove out into the country. Drove back to Paris. I garaged my car. I walked the streets. You see, all the time I was wondering what to do because I was sure the story would be all over Paris by now. And then I decided the best thing to do would be to go away for a few days, and it was when I was hailing that taxi. I was coming back here to pack a bag, and there you were. I was determined to get rid of those pearls. Oh, they'd been burning in my pocket all day. There you are. Somewhat humiliating for me, don't you think?
Yes, it is for you particularly, but not even a genius can plan against a woman's possible infidelity, can he?
You ought to be able to plan against the possible results of it.
I wonder which is uppermost in your mind at the moment, the thought of losing the girl or the thought of your punctured ego. You know, you've never once said you were in love with her.
Well, of course I was.
I wonder. Tell me, would you have given these pearls to any woman who happened to be getting that taxi at the same time as yourself?
Yes, I told you I was determined to get rid of them, but I was glad that it was to a woman of some beauty, and I guess some intelligence, some discernment. Let me get to another one.
Thank you.
Who are you?
Juliet Denise.
Hmm?
Let's see. Where do I come from? All that. Well, my father was a barrister. He died about 4 years ago. You've probably heard of him, Edouard Denise.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, he was brilliant.
Well, he was only 47 when he died. My mother had died a few years earlier. He left me quite a little money, all nicely tied up. Mm-hmm. So I augment my income by modelling.
Yes, do you live alone?
Oh, quite alone, except for Jacqueline, my maid.
I suppose you lead what is known as a very independent life. Mm-hmm. Who are your friends?
Artists, actors, painters, that sort of thing.
Oh, what is known as the artistic circle, eh? Well, you know, you're lucky. I have no friends.
Oh.
Well, not what I would care to call a friend. I suppose the nearest I get to it is my secretary, but one could hardly call that a real friendship.
Why not?
Well, he started with me as a junior clerk. I picked him up because he had a certain air of independence, you know, and a rather caustic wit, which rather appealed to me. He once wanted to be an artist, but He also wanted to eat, and he found that Marley and Son provided him with the food that his painting didn't.
Do you think he resents you for this? Subconsciously, I mean?
Subconsciously, yes. Yes, I suppose he does. So there you are. Now, you know, what am I to do? Am I to go on living this lonely life?
That's a question you can only answer yourself, isn't it?
Will you believe me, Juliet? Juliet? Yes. Will you believe me when I tell you that I've never talked to anybody like this before?
Yes, I believe you.
Well, can you give me some advice?
Well, take these back and start your search again. Yes, look for another woman, but don't look so hard.
I gave you those pearls and I want you to keep them. Let's say that you've earned them. Hmm?
But they must be worth
Well, what does it matter what they're worth?
You really want me to keep them?
I do.
Put them on for me.
Good morning, David. How are you this lovely day? Oh, the letter.
Mr. Marley is back, sir. I thought if he was up before you came, he might like to open them himself. I put them in the drawing room.
When did Mr. Marley arrive?
Last night, sir.
Oh, I see. Thank you, David.
Thank you, sir.
Gilbert! Yep? Well, what are you doing here? Oh, you're not Paul's secretary. No, you're not the young man you chose because he was so efficient. Well.
Yes, I'm his secretary, but what are you doing here?
Yes.
Oh, when did you come?
Let's see. Did you wait 2 days? I think I came here on Thursday. Yes, we went away the same night.
We...
Paul and I.
You went away with Paul Marley?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Does that mean that you're, installed here?
Well, you could put it like that, yes.
I can't believe it.
Why not?
Because it's not like you to tie yourself down to any man. At least that's what you used to say.
That was 2 years ago. And it's a little unfair of you to say that, Gilbert. After all, I was willing to tie myself down to you, and you just wouldn't have it that way.
What sort of life would it have been for us with me sponging on you all the
You
time?
could have gone on with your painting. You might have made quite a success.
Not me. I had no real talent. Thank the Lord I discovered it in time.
You know, it would have been polite of you to let me know where you were going instead of just disappearing as you did. Can't we forget the past?
I guess. You've been in my mind day and night. Every day and every night. I was quite sure you'd forgotten me.
Well, it's been 2 years. I must admit you've faded a little.
How long have you known Paul Marley?
I told you I met him on Thursday.
You've never met him before?
No?
What happened then? Did he pick you up?
No, not exactly.
Oh, good heavens, Judith. Is your stay here likely to be a long one?
That depends.
On what?
On how Paul and I get on together.
I don't think I can stay in Marley's employment under these
Oh,
circumstances.
Gilbert, don't talk such utter nonsense. You can't really have felt so deeply about me all this time as you're trying to make out. You're just saying all this out of pique.
Pique? If pique makes you feel that life isn't really worth living without that one woman you always wanted, then I must have been piqued to the eyebrows for 2 solid years.
Don't exaggerate.
I'm not. You know, I used to dream of becoming a big success in this business. Finding you again. Rolling up to your house with a big car and all that sort of thing. But you can't make a fortune as a secretary in 2 years, however efficient you happen to be. Oh, of course, I'm better off now than I was. But I can't expect you to consider me now that you've captured the boss, can I?
I don't like this mood of yours.
You met him on Thursday, you said?
Yes.
That was the day his marriage went west. Did he tell you that?
Of course he did. That's how we met.
I see. You took pity on him. Was that it? Oh, it's all right. It's all right. I don't want any details. I'm still trying to absorb the accomplished fact that you're installed in a house I have to come to every day. No, I couldn't take that.
Look, Gilbert, you must. Paul thinks the world of you. He's never mentioned your name, but he's often said what a wonderful secretary he has.
He's only kept me on here because I've suited his purpose. If I hadn't, he'd have got rid of me like that. Of course, you haven't been with him long enough to know him as I do. He's completely heartless. When I heard that story of his marriage going, I knew he wouldn't care a damn about the girl. He was only concerned because his own plans had been upset.
It isn't exactly loyal of me to stand here listening to all this, is it?
Isn't it? Well, you knew me long before you knew him. Oh, Juliet. Now, have you given me a thought in these last 2 years?
Of course I have. Particularly when you first left me. But I didn't know where to find you, so what was the point of going on thinking about you?
Why, Marley? Knowing you is money can't be the reason.
Why not? I may have changed. Anyway, one has no choice in these affairs. They just occur.
Not with him, they don't.
I tell you, it was an accident.
If you think that, you're only deluding yourself. He never does anything by accident, and he's never set up a menage in his own house before.
He was going to last Friday.
But then he was going to be married. Oh, yes, he'd planned to break out in a big way socially. Thought he'd found the ideal woman to grace his table and receive his guests. Apparently she didn't want that sort of thing. Not that I blame her.
Has it ever occurred to you that I might?
You? The society hostess? Oh, no.
I don't see why you should laugh. I've led a completely aimless life for the past 2 years. And it rather appeals to me to have a settled position. A position any woman I know would envy.
So you're really going to try and hook him, eh? Well, I hope you'll bring it off, and I wish you the best of luck.
Now,
Juliet,
you don't
Morning, Gilbert. I see you've met my wife.
Your wife?
Haven't you told him, my dear?
Well, I was just going to when you came in.
I know that you've been here for some time, haven't you?
Yes, I know, but Gilbert and I are old friends. And,
Yes, I rather gathered that.
well, we started talking.
And you completely forgot to mention the minor fact that you were married to me. Hmm?
Well, it's in the papers, Paul, just the bare facts as you wanted it.
May I offer my congratulations to you both?
Think of how long is it since you two have met each other?
2 years?
Oh, yes, of course. Ever since you left your artistic friends and came to me. Hmm?
Exactly.
Has much happened at the office since I've been away?
A fair amount. Oh, Stendhal made another effort to cut his estimate, but I told him finally there was nothing doing.
Good.
You know, he was relying on your contract. Went to no end of trouble to meet your requirements, setting up special plants and all that. If he doesn't show a profit now, he'll be completely ruined.
Yes, Stendhal's a fool. You know, in 3 months' time, he'll be in so much trouble, he'll be glad to sell at any price. That could be a very useful, profitable subsidiary of Marley and Son. Is there anything else?
No, I haven't had time to go through these letters.
No, of course, you're interrupted by my wife. Hmm? We can't have this, you know, my dear. You're interfering with business.
I'm just going to get dressed.
We must ask Gilbert around to dinner one day when you've settled down.
Yes, we must.
Gilbert.
Yes?
Gilbert, although I know that you're the soul of discretion, you may happen to mention one day that you knew Juliet in what she called the old times. I'd rather you didn't.
As you wish.
You see, now she's starting an entirely new life. Of course, it's hardly likely that she'll meet any more old friends from those days.
No, I suppose not. None of them is eminently successful.
Yes, I rather gathered that from all I hear. Most of them sponged on her.
Yes, they're pretty well all like me. Artistic failure.
Yes, well, if ever you come across another artistic failure with your business ability, I should be very happy to employ him.
Oh, I don't think you'll find another one like me. I'm unique.
Yes, I think perhaps you are.
You know, if you go on talking like this, I shall ask for a rise.
And I shall be very happy to grant it to you, providing your demands aren't too excessive.
Would you consider it too excessive if I asked you to double my salary?
Yes. But I'll give you a 25% increase backdated to last month. Is that satisfactory?
Overwhelming.
That's what I was going to give it to you, whether you asked or not.
Perhaps you'd heard that Lafayette had made me an offer at a bigger salary than you're paying me.
A bigger salary than I was paying you, Gilbert. Lafayette only offered you 20%.
Oh, it's hard to put one over on you, isn't it?
It's not very easy to put anything over on you.
Yes, I know. I'm studying your methods. I hope to follow in your footsteps.
Well, it would be too conceited of me to say that you couldn't do better. You know, I've got very great plans for your future, Gilbert.
Partnership?
Well, certainly a directorship. So you can finish those letters at the office. If the car's here, we'll go along together.
Okay. Hello, John, is the car ready? It is, good. Yes, ready.
All right. We'll go.
Now, let's put these away. I beg your pardon, I came back for my briefcase. You said your length of stay here depended on how long you and Paul got on well together.
Yes, it does.
Now that you're married to him?
Yes, but it was all done in such a rush that we made that arrangement between us.
And do you think he'll stick to it? If you want to leave him, that is?
It's a little early to talk of that, isn't it?
No, he's not a possible husband for a woman like you, Juliet. He's too self-centered, too set in his ways. He'll have nothing left over for you.
You came back for your briefcase, Gilbert. Now that you've got it, don't you think you ought to go?
His plan to marry went wrong. Just as he was faced with defeat, he saved the day by making use of you.
Look, I don't want...
Now I've found you again, and this time I'm not going to let you go.
No, I won't let you. Gilbert?
We'll be back in a moment with Act 2 of tonight's play. And now for the second act of The Widower by Cyril Campion.
Hello, Kathleen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Well, how are you settling down here, eh?
Well, it did take a bit of getting used to, sir. After all those years in a place so much smaller. You remember Madame's apartment on the Rue Saint-Honore, sir?
Yes, Jacqueline. Hello, Juliet.
Hello, Gilbert. Thank you, Jacqueline.
Paul's flying off to London tonight. Yes, he'll ask me to let you know.
How long is he going to be in London?
Oh, 24 hours at least. Oh, I forgot he wants David to pack a bag for him. May I read?
Yes.
Juliet, I'm sorry about...
Remember you've rung the bell for David.
Oh, yes, of course.
There's no need to display such feverish activity. Don't you think you're overdoing it?
I'm not overdoing anything. I've got to sort out all these papers and reports for Paul, and I haven't much time to do it in. Yes?
Sir?
Oh, David, Mr. Marley's going off to London. He wants you to pack a suitcase for him immediately.
Yes, sir. How long is Mr. Marley going for, sir?
Oh, a day, possibly two.
Very good, sir.
Oh, my dear.
You know we're meant to be dining tonight.
I see you've done everything with your customary efficiency.
I hope so, sir.
What do you want me to do about our dinner engagement?
That. Yes, well, they're people of no real importance, you know, my dear. Got somebody to telephone for the office, our apologies. I don't think you'll want to go by yourself.
Indeed.
Yes, thank you. That's well, I won't keep you. You seem to have done enough for today, I think.
Yes, well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I hope you have a pleasant journey.
Thank you.
Bye, Juliet.
Bye, Gilbert.
I see you wearing those pearls again. I asked you not to, if you remember.
Why? Because they remind you of the humiliation you suffered? Really, Paul, you should be big enough to forget it.
I tell you, Juliet, I will not have that subject mentioned again.
It's a sore point with you, isn't it? All right. Bury your head in your papers. But it isn't exactly flattering for me, is it, to know that I haven't been able to make you forget it?
Well, it would considerably help me to do so if you were to take those pearls to Jill and change them for something else. Change them for diamonds.
Diamonds wouldn't have the same associations for me. Without these pearls round my neck, I should often look round and wonder why I were here. You were so charming about it that night I met you, Paul. You were quite charming for 3 whole days, until you got back to Paris, Marley and Son. I'd like to keep these pearls in memory of my brief married life.
What has happened to make you talk like this? Have I upset you in any way? Have I disappointed you, apart from cancelling this wretched little dinner this evening?
You've disappointed me in nearly every way, Paul. You may not realize it, but it is possible to get a little tired. The big businessman, perpetually aloof in splendid isolation. Even a quarrel would break the monotony, but I suppose you haven't even time for that.
I certainly haven't time for it now. Is the car there, David?
Yes, sir.
Oh, goodbye, my dear. When I get back, you must tell me some more about this.
Gilbert, I thought you went some time ago.
You know, Paul prides himself on having a perfectly planned life. But he's wrong. You can't have a perfectly planned life with just wife and husband. It's not only imperfect, it's dull. Who ever heard of a rich industrialist having a young and beautiful wife who never had a lover? I think out of gratitude to my employer, I should offer to supply the deficiency.
Lulu. I'm a pretty little cat. Lulu.
Hello, Pierre.
Mr. Doriak, your friend is waiting for you. She's been waiting a long time, since 5 o'clock.
That's all right.
I'm sorry about the trouble in the bathroom, sir.
Trouble in the bathroom?
Yes, the tap that will not turn off.
Oh, there.
The plumber promised to come today, sir. But you know what plumbers are. This one makes me boil.
Well, change the plumber, Pierre. All right? Hello, Pierre. Hello. Sorry I'm late, darling. Couldn't be helped. We're to settle the final details of the takeover of that Stendhal business. Poor old chap. Should have ages. How are you?
Fine.
Good. Paul's going away again tonight. Clermont-Ferrand, did you know?
I know. He rang me as I was coming here.
You know, I felt sorry for old Stendhal. Paul said he'd take over that firm within 3 months, remember? And he's done it almost to the day. Cheers. Are you happy?
Of course I am. It would be most ungrateful of me not to be, after all the trouble you and Paul have taken to arrange an ideal life for me.
Which of us would you say contributes most towards making your life an ideal one?
Well, of course, my marriage is highly successful these days. Paul is delighted with my skill as hostess. And you, as you promised, supply whatever is lacking. So I find your question very difficult to answer, Gilbert.
You don't think, for instance, Juliet, that a happy marriage without the necessity of a lover in the background might be even more ideal?
Look, why try to upset this perfectly delightful arrangement we have now? It was your idea.
Yes, I know, but you see, if
But
we
let's
could...
talk about tonight. What time is Paul going?
Oh, about 7. He's going by road, driving himself.
That means you can come quite early. We'll have dinner in the drawing room. This is the 4th time he's been away in 2 months. We're really awfully lucky, aren't we?
You know, Juliet, this delightful arrangement you talk about, I know it was my idea in the first place. But lately, I'm beginning to find it a bit impossible. I don't think I can go on with it.
Well, let's talk about it tonight.
You know perfectly well it's the last thing we shall talk about tonight.
Anyway, the idea of our going away together is absurd. You'd have to leave Marley and Son, and then where would we be?
We'd be together.
You know, when you left me 2 years ago, I woke up. But you are still dreaming.
On the contrary, listen, Juliet. 3 months ago, Lafayette's made me an offer which I had to turn down.
Yes, because Paul heard of it and capped the
Yes,
offer.
but since then they've approached me again, and that Paul doesn't know.
But, darling, Paul's going to make you a director and give you shares and things.
So will Lafayette? That is, if I bring certain information along with me.
You mean you're going to take some of Paul's information to Lafayette?
Well, putting it crudely, yes.
Do you think that's the right thing to do?
It's just what Paul would do if he were in my position, and if it came off, it might lead anywhere.
I know, you'd go exactly the same way as Paul. At the moment I'm married to Marley and Son, I see no point in divorcing one firm to get tied up with another.
So you'd prefer me to chuck the whole thing and stay with Paul, eh? Well, I can't. It isn't just conscience. It's just that ridiculous, outmoded idea of wanting you for myself. But in any case, Juliet, you have to make up your mind what you do want, because we're not going on as we are.
Does this mean I won't see you for dinner tonight?
Oh, no. I'll be there, 9 o'clock on the dot.
See that you are.
But you're going to promise to leave Paul and come away with me, because if you don't, and that door slams behind me tonight, I'll be gone. For good.
Oh, you're behaving.
Juliet, you... Oh, Juliet, you left...
Oh, David, is Mr. Marley back?
Yes, madam. He's in the library. He's been back about 20 minutes.
Thank
Oh, there you are, my dear. I'm sorry I have to go away and leave you again, but you do understand, don't you?
Yes? Yes, I understand.
Yes, I expect you're rather disappointed with missing that play tonight, aren't you?
You can go some other time.
Yes, I'm afraid I've had to disappoint you a good deal in the last 2 months, you know, but I must say that you've certainly learned to take your disappointments good-naturedly. And what will you do tonight?
Stay in, I suppose. I might ring up Yvonne and ask her to come round, but it's rather short notice.
Yes, and Martha's out too, isn't she? Never mind, David's an excellent cook. You know, I really do feel most guilty at leaving you.
Why? It isn't the first time, by any means.
No, but I've usually given you time to make other arrangements, you know. It seems a pity to waste these tickets. Why don't we give them to David and Jacqueline? They'll welcome the opportunity to go out together, judging by the way they jumped apart when I opened the kitchen door this morning. Let's see now. Yes, it doesn't start until late, and that'll give David plenty of time to prepare your dinner before he goes. No, you better keep them. Oh, no, that means you're going to be in the house all by yourself. Will you mind that?
No, I shan't mind.
Good. Oh, by the way, you can send out those invitations for the 17th for our dinner party. I'm told they will be accepted.
We'll be eating on a very high level, won't we?
Yes, well, aren't you glad? It is something of an achievement, you know.
Yes. I was just wondering if eating in such a rarefied atmosphere would interfere with my digestion.
Why the sarcasm?
It's a relief to show one's feelings occasionally, Paul. Lately you've been making me feel I'm living in a straitjacket.
Well, have I? Well, you should have told me. No, I thought you enjoyed our small social successes as much as I do. And you're getting better at them every day. You know, Juliet, you've inherited your father's gift of finding the weak spots in people. Of course, you don't probe them.
I owe a lot to Father, don't I? After all, if I weren't his daughter, I should never have been Mrs. Paul Marley.
Oh, my dear.
You were very clever about it that night, Paul. I'd no idea you were sizing me up, wondering if I was suitable to fill the gap left by your erring fiancé.
I've told you I will not have that subject mentioned again.
I know you have.
Well, why are you mentioning it?
Because it's the only thing that makes you sit up. You certainly fooled me that night, Paul. Of course, you were shaken out of yourself by your experience, and you were glad, for once in your life, to open your heart to someone like a human person. How was I to know it was a flash in the pan, or recognize the lonely rich man act as a pose to get my sympathy and trap me into a marriage you needed solely to repair your punctured ego?
Without denying anything that you have said with such eloquence, I should be interested to know why you've chosen this moment to say it.
Perhaps I've come to the conclusion that money isn't everything.
Well, if it isn't, you managed to make very good use of it. Bills. One could hardly say that you despise money, could one?
You can't hope to keep a woman by buying her things.
Oh, can't you?
It may interest you to know, Paul, but not everyone looks on marriage in your cold-blooded manner.
Why are you talking like this? You know, it seems odd that you should find something lacking in our marriage that neither of us ever pretended was there.
It's useless talking to you. You have no feeling. You think of no one but yourself, your position, Marley and son. You're a megalomaniac.
But I'm not quite sure what you're trying to root out of yourself by this tirade, but I should find it very, very humiliating if we had any further scenes of this kind.
You know the arrangement we made, that our marriage was to last as long as we found it compatible.
Does that mean that you're proposing to leave me? Because if you are, I should think again. And I should think very carefully. Your life may not be an ingenuous young girl's dream of bliss, but it is one that most women would envy. You know, Gilbert, you think I'm deficient in understanding. But I should say that this little outburst of yours is not entirely directed at me. Obviously, you need to let off steam. Have a feeling of frustration. Frustration, I should say, caused by something or somebody else. Let's be going. We're doing the bell for Gilbert. Juliet, do you still wish to think over whether you're going to leave me or not?
Let's talk about it when you get back.
You can't give me a definite answer now?
No, I can't.
I see. Goodbye, man.
Bye, Paul.
Shall I lay dinner in the dining room, madame?
Oh, no, in the drawing room, please. Look, Mr. Marley left these for you. Thought you might like to take Shafton.
Thank you, madame.
Oh, you need to leave quite early, so don't do anything special, just something cold will do.
Very good.
And lay for two, please, David.
In a moment, we will be back with the conclusion of tonight's play. And now for the final act of The Widower by Cyril Campion.
Yes, I know, my dear. I expected to be well on the way to Clermont-Ferrand by now, but would you believe it? I left my most important papers behind, all those figures that Gilbert took so much trouble to compile for me. There was nothing for it to do but to turn the car around and come back again. I hope my sudden appearance didn't give you a shock.
No, No, I was too surprised to see you come in that way.
What, to the garden? Now, the house seems awfully quiet.
Yes, it would. Everybody's out.
Yes, of course. Now, is there anything the matter?
No? No, why?
You look rather pale, that's all. Incidentally, why are you wearing evening dress? You look as though you were going to a reception, are you?
No, I was just trying it on.
Would you worn it before, hadn't you?
Yes, I know, but it doesn't fit awfully well. I was thinking of having it altered.
I see. I see the table is laid for two.
Yes, I rang up Yvonne. Fortunately, she was at a loose end, so I asked her to come round.
Ah, yes, the provocative Yvonne. Well, you couldn't have chosen a better companion for a lonely evening. I find it most amusing myself. I hope my coming back unexpectedly didn't upset your arrangements.
No, why should it?
Well, no, you seem rather strange. That's all. What time's Yvonne coming?
9 o'clock. I said 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, yes. Yes, here we are.
Got everything you wanted?
Yes, I found everything as I expected.
You're not really going to wait.
Well, why not? I'd like to see Yvonne.
She may be very late. I mean, you know her.
Yes, indeed. She may be very late. In fact, I should be very surprised if she comes at all.
Why should you think she won't come?
Because, my dear, you know as well as I do that she hasn't been invited. Now, why didn't you tell me the truth? Or perhaps you think it's a bad thing to tell husbands the truth.
Perhaps.
Well, of course, now I'm consumed with curiosity to know who your visitor may be.
Yes, well, to save yourself any embarrassment, I advise you to leave now.
Well, why should I be embarrassed?
Because you'd realize how ridiculous your suspicions were.
Oh, I see. I see. You mean this little tete-a-tete of yours tonight is quite an innocuous affair.
Yes, quite.
Yes, well, you surprised me. Doesn't quite tally with the information that I had. On February the 23rd, I had to go to London to attend a meeting of an international trade association. I left this house at 6:30. By midnight, all the lights in the house were out, and some 10 minutes later, a taxi drew up outside, the front door was immediately opened, and you appeared. You got into the taxi, and you were driven to an apartment house at 70 Rue Fauchet. You rang the bell. And you were admitted by the same young man at 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, you left the young man's apartment, and you returned here by taxi, and you left yourself in with your key. Now, with a very slight difference regarding the actual time, the same thing happened the following evening. I returned the third evening, so naturally there was nothing in the report.
The report?
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is copied from a report made out by a most efficient private inquiry agency. How else could I have known your movements? We now come to the second
Need we
occasion.
go
which was
on
March
to
the
the second
4th,
occasion?
when I went to... No, I don't suppose we need. Repetition is somewhat boring, especially when the second, third, and fourth occasions happen to be so monotonously like the first.
You're enjoying yourself, aren't you?
Yes. I suppose it is a little childish. But you might just as well have told me that Gilbert was coming here tonight.
Surely you'd prefer me to deny it?
Well, I appreciate your motives, but one instinctively dislikes being thought a fool. Instinctively.
Let's discuss it when you come back.
Yeah, I want your answer now.
I can't give it to you now.
I suppose you think you're going to persuade Gilbert to postpone any definite decision, but you won't succeed, you know. He's not the impetuous young artist that you knew 2 years ago. He's learned a great deal from me since then. Has he told you he's going with Lafayette?
You knew about that?
Of course he did. That's what made me so sure that he was planning to take you away from him. But I've no doubt that on some occasion I can do Lafayette some small favor and see that he has no future with them.
You do that?
Yes, of course I will. So you see, Juliet, your position with Gilbert is not going to be so very secure, to say the least.
But you don't want me. What?
But I do. You see, I do, my dear. Now, I suggest that you change your dress quickly and that you come with me to Clermont-Ferrand. Then you'll avoid an awkward meeting with Gilbert.
I'm not going away with you, Paul.
then it would appear that Gilbert has an even stronger hold over you than I have. He probably will eventually persuade you to go away with him. I tell you, Juliet, that for people to laugh at me because my secretary had run away with my wife would be too galling. I will not tolerate such humiliation. I'm not concerned with the minor fact of your infidelity. What I want to know is whether you are going to leave me or not.
I wasn't. But you've defeated your own end by coming back this evening, Paul. You've made up my mind for me.
Your decision is irrevocable.
Quite.
I can't believe that you're willing to give up everything that you've gained by becoming my wife.
I suppose you do find that difficult to believe.
Well, let's talk this over calmly, shall we? Now, sit down.
There is no point in talking it over. It's unlike you to want to prolong things.
Yes, I know, but at least you might allow me to put my point of view. Now, please, please.
Well?
My darling, oh, Juliet. Taxi, I never thought I'd get here. Do you mind if I help myself to a real drink instead of a cocktail? It's really quite chilly outside. Oh, well. Your good health. Ah, better. Cigarette? Juliet, do you want a cigarette? All right, then. It's no use sulking, you know. I meant what I said when... Good Lord. Juliet! David! Declan! Isn't anybody here? Yeah.
Oh, my dear Gilbert, what are you doing here? I didn't expect to see you. Of course, you have every reason to look surprised. You had every reason to suppose I was well on my way to Clermont-Ferrand by now, but would you believe it? I left those most important papers behind, all the figures that you compiled for me this morning. Now, where are they? Here. Is anything the matter? Well, of course. I understand. What I said about not expecting to see you here was a pure formality. I apologize for arriving so unexpectedly. I hope I haven't embarrassed you or Juliet.
Paul.
Yes?
Paul, Juliet, she's dead. She's been... I can this now. I didn't realize she didn't speak, I thought. But then I looked and saw it.
You saw what?
She was sitting there with the scarf round her neck. And I undid it, but she's dead. There's nobody else here.
You phoned for the police?
No, I haven't.
Well, if you've not, why not? You ought to have done so at
I
once.
knew nothing could be done for her.
That wasn't for you to judge.
Oh, wait, please, for God's sake.
Wait? Why wait?
The scarf. It's mine.
Yours?
Yes, don't you remember? I wore it the last night when I came to dinner. I couldn't find it when I was leaving.
No, I'm afraid I don't remember.
Oh, but you must remember, Paul. Juliet told me to turn my collar out in case I caught cold. Remember that?
No, I'm afraid I don't remember. But what does it matter anyway? This is a matter for the police. This is murder.
And it was done with my scarf. My scarf. And I found her. There are no witnesses. You see the ghastly position I'm in? Before we get the police, we must think out what I've got to say. What I've got to tell the police.
This is a matter for the police.
Paul, I implore you. Please don't get the police just now. Please, Paul.
All you have to do is to tell the truth.
What is the truth? What am I to tell?
Yeah.
Oh,
You better drink this. Now, all you have to do is to make a statement to the police as to how you found him.
yes, but it'll look so bad. You see, we had a kind of quarrel. Even you yourself thought it was strange that I was here. Oh, you said something about it being embarrassing finding us here. Does that mean you know about it?
Yes. Yes, I've known all about that. I've known about that for a long time.
And to tell the police?
Well, naturally, I shall have to tell them and answer truthfully anything that they ask.
And now I've told you we've quarreled. You'll tell them that too,
I
suppose.
should advise you not to say any more, Gilbert. You're condemning yourself with every added word.
Good heavens, Paul, you don't think I killed her?
No.
I loved her.
That's why the police will look for a motive. Obviously, it's not burglary. There was no sign of a struggle. Juliet would surely have struggled against a strange intruder.
Do you think I killed her? Can't blame you. If someone had deliberately worked out a plot to incriminate me, they couldn't have thought of anything better.
No. I don't think they could.
What was it you said? Juliet would have struggled against a strange intruder. Yes, she would, wouldn't she? It must have been someone she knew. Someone who turned up unexpectedly. Yes. You did it. You killed her.
I wondered how long it was going to be before the truth dawned upon you.
When you came in just now, it wasn't the first time you'd been here tonight. You came back earlier and killed her with my scarf. I couldn't find it that night because you'd taken it. You'd planned it all. You'd planned it even then.
Yes, even then. But I hoped that I wouldn't have to put my plan into operation. You'll appreciate my motive for using your scarf. I'm sure it has your initials upon it. It couldn't possibly be anybody's but yours. An additional advantage is, of course, that it doesn't show fingerprints.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about this any longer. I'm going to get...
to stay where you are.
What are you going to do now? Kill me as well? You'll not get away with 2 murders, you know.
There's nobody in the house, you know, Gilbert. I arranged that David and Jacqueline have gone to the theatre. I even gave Juliet the tickets to give to them. I thought it might look rather better when inquiries were made.
I'm going to get the police.
You stay where you are. Good wife. I'm going to do that. 1-7.
I'll speak to them.
Would you put me through to Inspector Giraud, please? This is Paul Marley. Yes, it is very urgent indeed. Yes, please. Thank you. Oh, Giraud. This is Paul Marley speaking. I'm speaking from my home. I came back a few minutes ago and something rather terrible has happened. I came in and I found my wife murdered. Yes, the only person in the house is my secretary, Gilbert Duriac. You see, I went away on business and I had to come back for some important papers. Yes. Oh, yes, he's still here. Yes. I'm afraid it does look rather like that.
You're telling them I did it.
Put that knife down. Put that knife down. Put it down. Put it down. I'll shoot. I'll shoot. I'm sorry. I had no alternative. Yes. Yes, of course I'll wait.
Maggie Smith appeared by courtesy of Ealing MGM Artists Limited.